Hey everybody, it's me, Steve Schnee, and you are watching the CD Junkie. On this very episode of the CD Junkie, I'm going to be talking about the Spongetones, an iconic, wonderful power pop band formed in Charlotte, North Carolina. This is a band that consists of Jamie Hoover on guitar, vocals, and other instruments, Steve Stockel on bass, vocals, and other instruments, Pat Walters on guitar, vocals, and other instruments. And they've had a few drummers, but on pretty much all the recordings I'm going to be talking about on this episode is Rob Thorne on drums. This is a band that's been around since 1979, 1980, and while they have not put out tons of records, they've put out quite a bit, so you're going to have to play some catching up. Let's go back to 1982. They'd already released, I think, a few singles, but they put out their debut album called Beat Music. Now, all the stuff is independent, so a lot of the stuff was really hard to find, unless, you went into, the cool kids record stores. But I remember seeing Beat Music, and I was, 18 or so about that time, and thinking to myself, they have beards and mustaches. I won't be buying that. I don't know what kind of music it is, even though it looks like it might be kind of cool. So I passed on it maybe the first couple times, and then somebody played it for me, and I go, wow, that was a big mistake, passing that up for beards and mustaches. Why did I look at the beards and mustaches and not think like this is going to be awesome? Well, I didn't, and of course it was so hard to find. How do I describe it? Their main influence is the Beatles and the British Invasion. So you're going to hear a lot of Beatles influence. The harmonies between these guys is wonderful and fantastic, and obviously influenced by that Beatle-esque charm. But, it also goes back to Buddy Holly, and it goes back to Everly Brothers, and it goes back to sort of the core of rock and roll. Ultimately, to me, power pop is just hook-filled great rock and roll. And that's what the Spongetones played. This is music that will enhance your life. It's just really wonderful, really melodic, hook-filled. They have fun. They pay homage to the masters. And they turn around and they create something entirely unique that, yes, it's very Beatle-esque. It's very British Invasion influence, but it's also very Spongetones-esque as well. 1984, they put out an EP called Torn Apart. I don't think I ever saw a copy of that, to be perfectly honest. But I will tell you that, in the CD age, now you can probably get those on Japanese CD now, probably with some bonus tracks. But back in the late 80s, early 90s, Black Vinyl Records, which is Shoe's label, they put out a CD called Beat and Torn, which put both of those together on one disc. And that is a must-have, absolutely. The Spongetones Beat and Torn contains their debut album and their EP that came out after that. Now, it took a couple years where Everland came out in 1987. This was an album where they purposely said, let's maybe move towards a sort of a slightly harder sound. And when I say harder sound, I'm saying sort of maybe move away from, the British Invasion and embrace more of a rock and roll sound. Maybe embrace kind of a more edgy new wave. It's not Beatle-esque like the first two releases, but the hooks are there and the songs are there, and that's really what matters. And it is a wonderful record. The label Permanent Press Records put it out on CD, added a couple bonus tracks as well, and that should be fairly easy to track down. And then they signed to Black Vinyl Records. Black Vinyl Records released the Beat and Torn, as I told you just a few moments ago, but they also released a brand new album in 1991 called Oh Yeah. This thing is, this is probably... Now, I love the Beat Music and the Torn Apart, but I think as a whole, Oh Yeah might be a better album as a whole. Whereas, Tell Me To off of Beat Music is one of my favorite songs. That might be better than anything on Oh Yeah, maybe. Well, no, because Not So is another great song. Anyway, forget what I said. It's all great, okay? These guys are taking their influences and they're presenting them in their own special way. And it's really, really wonderful. Oh Yeah is another great album on, as I said, the Black Vinyl Records label. The next album came out. It's called Textural Drone Thing. And this is just moving forward, taking that great, wonderful power pop, Beatle-esque sound and adding a little bit of edge to it and just being a great little power pop album. That's the great thing about a Spongetones album is you put it on and after one or two listens you're going, okay, tracks 3, 5, 8, 9, and 12. Those are my favorite songs. You put it on again and then you're going, no, you know what? Tracks 2, 4, 7, and 9. Those are my favorite songs. And so every time you spin it, you're going, you're discovering something else that you like. And that's really the fun part about listening to great albums. Spongetones is one of those bands that just gives that to us in spades. 5 years after Textural Drone Thing came the album Oddfellows. How these guys just keep getting better and better, in so many different levels. This isn't taken away from Beat Music or Torn Apart or whatever. Those are still classics. But this is a band that, a lot of bands just, they take a style and then they sort of run out of ideas in an album and a half, maybe an album and 2 singles. And then after that, they're like, not the Spongetones. They're still giving you great songs. Now, in 2001, a couple releases, there's something called Beat the Spongetones, which is a collection of demos throughout, the first part of their career. And they could have released these demos as albums. They're so good. But, now it's great because we've got 2 different versions to play of all these great material. And also that same year, they released a Christmas album. Here I am, A Spongetones fan, and B, a Christmas music fan. And I don't even have the Spongetones Christmas album. I'll have to put that on my Christmas list this year. 2005, they put out an album called Number 9. And this is another fine album by the Spongetones. Now, there's another version of this album that's called Turn Me On, Dead Man, that has a couple different songs, maybe a couple additional songs. I think those were the ones that were only available to the people that donated to get the album made, whether it was Pledge Music or one of those companies. And I do not own that, but maybe somewhere down the line I will. 2007, they released an album called Always Carry On, the best of the Spongetones, 1980 to 2005. Great collection. Absolutely. You need it in your collection, even if you have all the rest of the albums. And if you don't have the rest of the albums, then you need to add this to introduce yourself to this great, wonderful band. A lot of power pop bands that they have like one singer-songwriter. But then you're looking at the Spongetones, and they've got Jamie Hoover, Pat Walters, Steve Stockel, and they all have their own unique sound, and they all offer something different to the band. And then of course, when they sing in harmony, that's wonderful, incredible. And then in 2008, they put out an album called Too Clever by Half. Bingo, another winner. This isn't them pretending that they sound like the artists, like the Ruddles and Utopia, where this is them doing it naturally. And it sounds so natural. It sounds so organic. 2009, they put out an album called Scrambled Eggs. You know what I'm going to say. Another fine Spongetones album. And I think that was that same year, 2009, Jamie Hoover and Steve Stockel became a duo called Jamie and Steve. And they put together an album called English Afterthoughts. And this is just more great songs. In fact, some of these songs on here just blow me away. It's just like, oh my gosh. Here it is so many years down the line. What was it, 40 years down the line? And they're still writing songs that, it's amazing. And then they had an EP or a mini album that came out after that. And then there's a Japanese CD that combined them both on one disc. And now each of the members have done different things. I know that Jamie Hoover has put out a couple different solo releases. He was also a member of a duo called the Van Deleckis. He recorded an album with the great Bill Lloyd. And that's a great album. I'm not going to talk about any of those. Steve Stockel has been a member of the group Pop Co-op, and he's put out a solo album as well on Big Stir Records. And that's what I'm leading up to, folks. Big Stir Records. I'm leading up to it because Big Stir Records Don't tell anybody this. This is a secret between you and me, okay? Big Stir Records, this year, shortly, they're putting out an album called the 40th Anniversary Concert. Oh, okay, you're thinking live. And you know me and live albums, but this sounds pretty darn good. And there's 3 brand new studio tracks. They've already released 2 of those studio tracks as digital singles, and both of them are fantastic. This is pretty exciting. And this is going to be bringing the band back into the spotlight. And you're going to be able to get that through Big Stir Records. I'm going to feature the artwork for the album. Look, if you've got any of the Spongetones members in the house at this moment, just, maybe ask them if they can get you a beer or something, or hey, can you get me some Kool-Aid? Have them leave the room, and then I'll show you the album cover to the 40th Anniversary Concert and beyond. Like I said, this is coming out on Big Stir Records, 3 brand new studio tracks. 2 of them are released as digital singles, and this album is coming. So you're going to get live, studio, and you're going to get just tons of glorious, great, wonderful, melodic, harmony-laden, Beatle-esque, Beatle-ish, British Invasion-esque-ish pop from the Spongetones. You're going to get exactly what you want and you need in your life. And that's all the music that I have to talk about. So what I'm going to do right now is I am going to play you a medley featuring, I think I took 2 songs from each of the albums that I talked about, just snippets. So you're going to be able to hear this band. If you've never heard Spongetones, time to sit back, relax, put your feet up, chill, and give this a listen. And I will see you on the other side.
I don't love, take it all away. Take my love, it's yours today. I'm not afraid of losing it. There's more than enough. Under the touch of a wandering tear, somewhere in the world, each other one makes you long for his kiss, deep within his arms. Oh, you know I tried to meet you on the slide, but I wanna be the guy, the one that gets you. Oh, she's such a pretty thing. Oh, what a pretty thing. She's such a pretty thing. She's happening. Yeah, she's happening. And when he's the man with no skin, with his armor of tin, his resistance system as he lays down his arms once again. We took our time to get here. We'll take our time, year by year, because she's here again. I don't know for how long, but I'll blow my line and she'll be gone. Over and over, you fill me back in, color me over again. Let me see your tears. It won't be the first time you cry like this day. I was right that you wonder why. You can turn that smile upside down, but they'll say you told you so. Arms outstretched, tender look upon her soft, shining face. What poor wretch spreads his way to her confining embrace? Oh God, poor sod, lose new love. Help me, Janie, help. Help me, Janie, help me, Janie, help me, Janie. I just gotta make good mine. Help me, Janie, help. You know where she goes, what she does, and she sees her design. Help me, Janie, help. You know you're not the one. Yeah, you know you're not the one, but you're my next best play. Help me, Janie, help, help. If I can't throw your lips, would you tell 'em what I say? I know the two of you understand things.
Well, that's it. I hope this inspires you to check out the music of the Spongetones. Just remember, there's all this catalog. Bigster Records is releasing this 40th anniversary concert very soon. And who knows, maybe they'll have some of the old classic Spongetones albums in stock for you to check out. Really, really worth your while. Thank you, everybody, for taking the time to watch this video. I really appreciate it. Remember to like, comment, share, subscribe. ring that bell for future notifications. And until the next time, remember me. I'm Steve Schnee, the CD Junkie.